It is January 17th. The Pelicans have their first winning streak of the year, beating the Utah Jazz 136-123. Chaz Jarrett joining shortly. Let's do it.
First took away. Jazz with this. Get your money's worth now.
Presented by the Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. Make sure you give them a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, a free consultation. They always fight for the win, and as always, powered by 4D Energy. It's going to be more of a shorter show tonight, probably 30, 45 minutes. And then we are also, for all of our listeners, we're going to take off Sunday. We'll be back Monday. We're going to take off Sunday and try to enjoy this weekend. But Chaz, Zion and Trey tonight there was a moment there where Trey threw up an alley-oop to Zion. It was, I think Zion broke him down, kick to Trey. Trey hits a three. Couple possessions go by, then Trey finds Zion on this.
Trey picks it up. There's pace to the race. How about a lob? How about it?
What's up, Five?
That's fine.
Just go ahead, Chad. This is the duo. This is it. Like this.
I ain't gonna lie. On the playback. Man, shout out to Antonio Daniels, but that was not necessary. That shit was mad mediocre. Like on the playback, me watching it here right now, I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you were about to show me something else.
But hey, shout out to
the
AD.
Chemistry is about the chemistry. The point
is about the chemistry, but AD also went crazy on this one.
Jeremiah, he knew what. He knew what was.
But see, that makes more sense.
Right.
That one made more sense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to Trey and Zion, continuing to show chemistry. There's a lot of positive film on those two playing, dating back to the last maybe 3 years now. It's just interesting. Like the team just plays with a lot freer, with a lot more pace. Yep. When it's not 100% healthy, seemingly. You even got guys like fucking Daniel Tice getting in on the effort, pitching in some fun, pitching in some points, contributing, you know what I'm saying? It's but shout out to them. I think tonight, if I just wanted to go by the stats, to me, Zion really struggled in the first half. It was a very physical game. Like the Jazz keep a physical, nondescript European, and that dude was giving Zion the blues. He was not getting a good whistle. Zion still ended the game 11 for 21. Fucking 14 rebounds, 6 assists, and he only played 22 minutes. That's insane, bro. Only 2 turnovers, 3 blocks. He also chipped in 3 blocks. That's insane, bro. Trey Murphy, 6 for 11. I can't believe he only had 11 field goals. 2 for 6 from behind the arc, another 7 free throw attempt game. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. No blocks, only 1 turnover as well. 36 minutes. I mean, again, those guys, you got 2 incredibly efficient players. They pitching in on the rebound department because that's really what you need to see things happen. Defensively, they're pitching in. And generally, again, it's been more about Zion than Trey for his professionalism, of course. But it's never been a question of if these two can play together. It's can these two stay on the floor, especially Zion. And that remains to be seen. I hope, this continues to trend in a positive direction, but keeping my money in my pocket for now.
Sure, go ahead with about Zion and Trey. I mean, we've been talking about it obviously for years now, but it's good to see once again that when Zion and Trey share the floor, it just makes sense. You have a guy in Zion who can just collapse the defense. Then you have a sniper in Trey Murphy, and then obviously CJ McCollum as well, who can just burn you from deep. So it's kind of like pick your poison almost.
Yeah, couple things. Like this is the same duo that was subbing in for each other last year. Like let's not act like we didn't foresee this. This could have been last year or the year before or the year before that. Like, no. Willie Green had these dudes subbing in for each other. Like, no, we're not gonna play the shooter and the guy that can score at ease. It's just giving space on the floor at the same time. We knew that they had some kind of chemistry, even off the floor. But yeah, this is what we potentially thought this could look like. is good to see. In fruition. Again, like Chad said, you just wanted them to be healthy and see it on the floor at the same time. Willie Green just doesn't have a choice anymore at this point, right? Like he has to play him. Has to play them both at the same time. It just makes sense, and I think that's what you see from AD is like finally we see these two playing off each other, and he has to react that way because you don't know if you're going to see it again, right? you don't know if you're going to see it the next game or the next game. You kind of have to react that way. It was all around good game. I saw some good things. I actually saw some good plays tonight, some good actions. I was like, dang, finally, like stuff that actually made sense.
There was a beautiful action, Jared. I think it was second quarter. Tice hits a nice pocket pass to Jose. Jose goes up instead of finishing at the rim, kicks it to Trey, opposite corner for three.
Yeah.
That was really nice ball movement. They just looked in sync tonight. Besides that second quarter, one of the things though, Chaz, and you mentioned this, Zion Williamson picks up 2 fouls in the first quarter. What do you like? What you got? What do you like?
Just thinking about it. Shout out to Corey, man. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. Yo, I don't want to do it to y'all, but I'll do it. So smash the like button. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, smash the
like
button. There were a couple things with Willie tonight that I didn't.
Oh, fuck Willie. Fuck him. Pause. Shout out to my dog, Stout Man, aka Uncle Phil, in the building. It's the thuggish, ruggish bone. Let's play this.
This woman obviously had lost her damn mind.
Man, shout out to our dogs. Just because they aren't tanking, I'm starting to believe we're just going to run back the season minus Ingram and some role players. They will use Memphis as an example. That's something we can address later still, man. I'm gonna tell you why to hold on to your optimism if you have any. I'll tell you why later. But go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, there was a moment there tonight, Chaz. There's 2 moments for me from Willie Green tonight. One was letting Zion play with 2 fouls early in the first quarter, then picks up his 3rd foul there in the first quarter. I thought that was interesting. And then also clearly Zion Williamson again, and this isn't the first time, the second time, the 5th time, the 10th time, the 15th time. This is probably the 40th time now where Zion Williamson is clearly just getting mauled. And you can see the frustration building up and building up and building up. And we've talked about this for years now of your head coach going to bat for your star player. Whether you like him or not, you got to go to bat for your star player. He doesn't do it. So what happens? Zion gets really frustrated and instantly Zion misses whatever, gets fouled or misses and beelines right to the ref. You just know he's going to get teed up. Instead of Willie getting teed up, he lets his player get teed up. That's my biggest issue with Willie, that he does not grasp. He does not go to bat for the right players. But then I guess we can flip the script. He has a conversation with Trey Murphy after getting a 4th foul. Like, oh, I trust you now. So you can play, but I still don't understand why Chaz Willie will not go to bat for Zion Williamson. Do you think it's because there's some tension there, or, with their past history? Like, what do you see with that?
I think Willie sucks. Firstly, I think again they play buddy ball as far as he has people he gives preferential treatment to on the team. I don't think Zion or Trey have ever been one of those, either of those people. I don't think neither one of those guys fit that category. Also, though, I blame the entire staff because, again, you have to have someone designated to do something. Like, at a certain point, I can't keep getting mad at the remedial person. It's everybody's fault at a certain point because you don't know when to call a timeout. Cool. Don't know when to you don't know when to do a take foul. You don't know how to drop a proper ATO. You don't know how to call a timeout in a clutch situation to advance the ball into the front court. You don't know when to pick up a tech. You don't know how many timeouts you have left. You take your challenges home with you. It's enough. It ain't just Willie Green. It ain't. It was just Willie Green a couple years ago. Now it's everybody getting paid on the staff because nobody gonna say nothing. They got people. They got former players who be about to fight motherfuckers on the court, like just on the sideline, getting involved in the game. It's all of these guys, and they all bad at this particular instance. Like this particular thing is terrible in my opinion.
Jared, what do you think about that with Willie and Zion? And I don't know. It's just something that like he hasn't grasped it. Like it's a little thing. It's not really a little thing, but it's like, when will he just take that next step? And I just don't see it. I just don't.
Who take that next step?
Willie, I'm trying.
I really
You can't walk, Justin. How you gonna take the next step?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I really hope Willie Green's next step is out the facility. Like, I hope his next step is just clearly out of the door and never return. That's what I hope. But no, he told you a couple years ago, I got to keep my money in my pocket.
Yep.
When somebody show you who they are, believe them. Believe them. There's no need to question his, growth in this process, Paul's. Like, he's not becoming a better coach. What has he gotten better at in the last 4 years? 3 years. How long has it been?
It's 4 at this point.
Oh, wow.
It's 4.
Wow.
It's been 4.
4 years of hell.
Yeah.
What has he gotten better at? Tell me, please. Because he has not helped Zion Williamson not one bit. There's a lot that we can really dive into speaking about Willie Green and Zion's dynamic, but who cares? Who cares?
So then I posed we talked about this, but I posed a question yesterday. When Brandon does come back, right? We talked about this. Who's going on the bench? Who's going on the bench? And about 90% of people said CJ McCollum. And I'm thinking to myself, CJ starts tonight 5-5 from deep. He goes 8 of 16 from the field, 6 of 12 from deep, has 26 points. And I'm like, could you imagine the discussion where it's like, hey, look, Brandon's coming back. CJ, you got to go to the bench. Chaz, what do you think CJ says?
Man, first of all, if Brandon comes back to this team in any form, you failed in a major way. Shout out to my dog Ryan. He took a picture of Brandon wearing Timberlands. Like, Brandon, come on, bro. Brandon, I don't know. These dudes, there's no self-awareness. I hope he's all right, though. But still, if Brandon steps on the floor again for the Pelicans, dog, you got like 2 weeks to the fucking deadline. Nobody needs to see you again, brother. Like, and it's not, of course, it's not his fault. He wants to do the best to put himself in the best position to earn money for his family and everyone, he takes care of. Shout out to him. It's not a Brandon issue. It's the team. It's like, brother, under no circumstances should Brandon ever suit up for the Pelicans again. Under no circumstances whatsoever. None.
Okay. Then where is his trade value at then?
It's where it's always been, in the shitter. It's where it's always been. You know why it's in the shitter? You know why it's in the shitter? Because you got fucking lame ass losers like this guy. You got a motherfucker like that calling the shots. And that's really him. I did my research. That's him. Like, it's like, nah, dog, nah. And it's nothing against Brandon, but it's like, bro, how much data do we need? Like Five just said. We saw a little bit of it a couple seasons ago. We saw a lot of it to end the season last year. We've seen them like we've seen it this year again. It's a small sample size. It is not against the best competition, but you saw it against good competition last year. Every time, yeah, you saw it down the stretch against what? Phoenix,
you saw
Golden
State, Portland.
Like it was just a bunch of
Sacramento.
They'd be the piss out of Sacramento. You saw some quality wins against quality teams last year, right? So this is a culmination of things. It's not just this game. Because the Jazz didn't really play nobody. Who gives a fuck? But it's common sense. Brandon doesn't fit anywhere in the equation. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid at this point to bring him back.
Okay, so Chaz, and this is my point. We've had this discussion, I think, either text or phone call, whatever it was. But the fact that David Griffin couldn't see that Trey and Zion were clearly the duo that went on that crazy streak at the end of the year last year. And then they thought, okay, Brandon's coming back. We're going to bench Trey. And then it just turned to shit, right? Jarrett, now you see Zion Trey again. and Brandon basically on his way out. How is it like if you can't get off Brandon Ingram, or if you can't trade him? What is the next step? What if you can't trade him? I'm serious. Like you're looking like me like I'm shocked. What if you can't trade him? What happens?
Oh no, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at like the question. I'm shocked that you don't know the answer, which I think you actually do.
Oh, I know. Of course, I know the answer. I'm
dropping a narrative here.
This is for the thousands of people that watch the show. Like, like you need to educate them. That's what.
Man. You let Brandon sit at home and get healthy. And to be honest, I think that's Brandon's best bet, to get as healthy as possible on your own, with no association with the Pelicans team doctors. Shout out to the people that do really well. I'm not referring to you. If I'm Brandon, I'm going to get healthy on my own, because the next deal Brandon get is the most important deal he'll ever get. It will be. So you don't want to put that in the hands of a team that hasn't truly done you any justice at this point, right? Or you haven't done yourself any justice alongside them. So the best bet for Brandon is to get healthy on his own, build up his value, go work out for some teams. Don't play any more basketball for the Pelicans, because it will not help you. Shout out. What up, Shane? What up, everybody in the chat?
Yeah, what's up?
Everybody.
It's
Friday night.
People here.
240 people in here.
Can we get a like count? Somebody in the chat, please. Appreciate
the birthday shout outs. You know what I mean?
Y'all the best, man. Y'all really make this worth doing, bro.
No, that's what. Yeah, I mean, shit. That's why we're gonna do 82 this year. No, but Jared, like, it's clear, Chaz, that Zion
60.
and Trey.
I'm sorry, Justin.
Nice.
69 likes. Nah, y'all. Enough. We'll be back.
I lasted 22 seconds.
They gotta get the likes up. They got it. It's their fault. Let that be a warning. Let that be a warning, y'all. Get the likes up. We're 19 away from 100. Let's get to 100. Appreciate you, Corey. Appreciate you,
Zion and Trey, Chaz. It's clear. This is who you build around.
Is it clear?
Yes. No. I'm frustrated with Zion. I've been frustrated with Zion. I've been frustrated with Zion for the last 3 years, but especially this year, with all the bullshit. And I'm sick and tired of it. But when he plays, man, he's really fucking good. I said pause, Co. I said
but
fucking
it was
pause.
funny, though. Like, it is funny.
Yeah. I mean, when I said pause, right? But Chaz, it's got to be them two. And you got to see, look, if you're going to salvage anything from this year, anything, it's got to see how many games can we have Zion, Trey, and DeJounte on the floor, and what does it look like? And who, maybe in the draft or in the offseason, who can we look at to surround these three guys? And what trade assets do we have moving forward, and go from there? Right. But towards to Jarrett's point, if you don't get off Brandon Ingram and he comes back and plays, you're telling me right now you have no fucking plan. I already know you don't have a fucking plan, but then you're really just showing me your hand that you have no fucking plan.
Yeah, I don't think you can let Brandon play again under any circumstance. Look, I think Brandon looking at a mid-level exception contract. I think, and truthfully, he earned a mid-level. He barely plays, bro. It's same thing with Zion. It's like these dudes barely play, man. I think it's not good for the team morale. It's not even good for the fan base morale. Truthfully, not that Brandon is like a problem. It's more of like that's crazy, Dr. Donald. Not that Brandon is a problem. It's more that it's like you're still not charting a course. You're still not picking a direction. Again, and it's not just that Brandon doesn't fit with this team. If he fit anywhere, he would have been gone by now. Like he would have been traded at this point. You look at this team, you can't depend on 19 points from fucking Daniel Tice. You can't depend on Javonte Green. You can't necessarily depend on Jose Alvarado. You gotta supplement this roster with talent. Like if you feel like, look, Trey money kick in next year. DeJounte already got his money. Zion got his money. I gotta roll the dice because if Zion not hitting nothing, none of this matters.
Right.
So I gotta roll the dice with son. Get a real roster, like build. Yeah, you can say individually this is a talented team, but if the pieces don't mesh, then you're gonna the sum of your parts. And that's been the issue with this team. Like even with Jonas, it's like, yeah, you got a lot of individual talent, but you're lesser than the sum of your parts. I think there's a contender or two, several teams that still may be interested in Brandon. Some guys are going to miss out on the Jimmy Butler sweepstakes. People are going to miss out on the Cam Johnson sweepstakes. And I believe that Brandon is probably the cheapest option out of all of those guys. I think CJ playing himself into a situation where hopefully you can get some seconds for him, because you're looking at seconds. If you get a top 29 protected pick, you better take it, because dog, like Schroeder, Dorian Finney-Smith, people who actually play, they're going for like seconds. Nick Smith, multiple seconds. It's like these dudes play. And like the last time it's about the last impression. Last time we saw Brandon, it was a Lou Dort game. You know what I'm saying? And he had only been back, 2 games? That was his second game back after missing several games before the Phoenix game. So you got to just move on, bro. You're already late. And to people who are concerned, I'm sure that we can segue with this. You just need you just need about 20 games of data.
Right.
You're not, once the schedule get difficult, you're not going to be winning these games, but you just need to see how these guys play with one another. Certain people are going to be gone. People going to start getting out of the rotation, et cetera, et cetera. Then you pull the plug and say, all right, I got all the information I need. I know how to build around this now. But you got to get the data. And Brandon just interrupts the data. But I hope he goes somewhere where they, can maximize what he does well.
Right. And if there's anything to salvage from this year, Jared, it's based what Chad said. How many games do you need to see from Zion, Trey, DeJounte, and then just be like, all right, seen enough. That's it.
I've seen enough already, honestly.
I mean, shit.
I know.
I mean,
I know what you mean.
I still want to see DeJounte Zion a little bit more and see what that looks like. Because I think it's their third game together. If maybe second.
It might be.
Think about it. Like this is, say it's their third game playing well at the same time, right? This is what we need to see. I don't want to see you playing bad alongside each other. Like, no, I want to see you at least mid-level tier.
Right.
Figure some things out. And things do make sense with them on the court. I mean, you got DeJounte knocking down threes, getting into the paint. We're seeing the ball movement, like the trust level. It's not guys just hunting shots. I think you said Trey had 11 shots, but I think he passed up like 3 or 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was like swing, got DeJounte wing 3. He missed it, but that's the right play.
But the process of it.
Yeah. Jared, like you can see it. Like, I don't need to take this. I'm going to get Trey's not worried about him not getting shots anymore. It's like, I'm going to get mine. Let me make the right play. Like the energy of basketball will find you when you make the right play. And it hadn't been like that probably the last couple of years. Also, if it was, it'd be off and on at times.
Also, with the crunch time struggles, a trio that makes so much sense in crunch time is DeJounte, Zion, and Trey with CJ. Like even that 4 right there makes total sense. But who knows CJ's future? One person I don't need to see, and I saw about 5 seconds of him tonight, is Carlo. I can't. No, nope. Seen enough. Send him the G League for the rest of the year. I have seen enough. I don't think he's an NBA player. He's not even close. The charge attempt tonight was 6th grade level basketball. I mean, it was one of the anticipation, the way he said it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. I was like, let's get Carlos some minutes for Trey Jemison. No, I've seen it.
The thing that bothers me with shit like that is like, again, you just saw Nick Richards go for multiple seconds. You had multiple seconds. You used 2 seconds to draft EJ Liddell and Carlo, right? Then you traded 4 seconds for to move off of Devontae Graham's contract. Like, this team is to the point where they're getting kind of asset poor, right? And that's why something came out the other day with the Houston Rockets. Now, Houston owns Phoenix's picks, so it will make sense for Phoenix to deal directly with them in the event that they moved Devin Booker. But for the Pelicans, it's like you realistically not in the conversation necessarily, because everything people know all you got is first. So you gonna be? They be like, you got 10. I need 4, 5 of them. Like I need your first because you ain't got no player talent really that I want necessarily. Let's say why the call block the ball. It didn't even hit the rim. Oh, you're talking about that goaltend? Yeah, I was like, Carl, what are you doing? But that's also a guy who didn't play in weeks and not getting live reps. Yeah. Like you draft these dudes, play them, like at least see what you invested a pick in them at this point. And Carlo's on a real contract. He got real money. He's a minimum player. Like you fucked up. Like, they tripping.
Chaz.
I do it immediately. Do that trade immediately.
For our audio listeners, spectacular insight. Levine for Brandon.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm saying, Zach Levine for Brandon Ingram. Look, we was talking about that last year. And people were like, why would you do that? Like, well, it makes a lot of sense. And out of everybody that's like maybe available, the Lauri Markkanens and the Zach Levines, if it comes down to both of those guys, because I think that's the tier of player you're looking at, because you ain't really, without giving up Trey or Zion or something like that, Zach Levine fits the most. Zach Levine shooting 43% on like 7 threes a game, bro. Like it's ridiculous.
What? It make the most sense even if Willie Green was his coach.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't have to create for him. Like he can create on his own. Like I don't need Willie Green to put me in the best predicament to succeed. Like no, I'm good, and I can just play off those two. Yeah, I'm fine.
Just tweaking. I respect you too much, but the Carlo blocks ain't look good either. He had more fouls than minutes tonight. That's really hard to do. 3 fouls in 2 minutes.
No, it's not. You know why? Because we've seen this already. like no. Like we've seen it already.
Not for Carlo.
Justin, let's get
they give you 10 fouls in summer league.
He got 9. Or did he get 10? Did he foul out?
I think he might have fouled out. I'm like, bro, he had like 5 moving screens. Like,
oh Jesus.
Whatever it was, it was ridiculous.
Just we got to respect you too much.
Yeah, that was the first one. The second year he played decently well. But nah, bro. Nah.
Yes, Clay. You get 10 fouls in summer league. We watched it live, Jared. We were there.
Matter of fact, we were sitting across from each other like, he can't play. Nah. It's over.
Well, yo, just cut the cord, bro. Like, yeah, it was yeah.
So what do y'all think happened like at this point? Because again, if you David Griffin or if you whoever, you probably looking at it like, well, this was the best of the bad situation is like Zion and Trey playing well together. And it's like, well, I kind of saw Brandon and Trey playing together, and it wasn't quite the same. But now I'm seeing this. So what do you guys ultimately think happens with the Brandon Ingram situation?
I don't think he gets traded. I'm serious. I don't think he gets traded. I don't think Griff is capable.
You think because Griff ain't capable, or you think because nobody won't rock with him?
Both.
I don't think nobody wants to throw Griff a life jacket. No, save yourself. Also, it's almost as if they attempted to hide the possibility of Trey and Zion playing well together. This was what it feels like. And like Brandon, we were going to lead with Brandon. At one point, it felt like Willie Green, David Griffin, B.I. were all on the same page.
Yeah.
Right? Like Brandon's the leader. We're going to help Brandon be a better basketball player, be the leader of this team. And in essence, right, substitute Zion for Trey. That's why you saw the least of them last year.
That's crazy, Jared. Right,
it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. I'm like, okay, well, what happened to break this alliance? Something had to happen that this alliance went awry. Was it Brandon and Willie Green, and then David Griffin was left like he had to choose between the two? That's why he associated himself with Brandon, but Brandon didn't play well. Now he has to associate himself with Zion. It's all a mess, man. It's honestly, so many different ways you can look at this, but it's a mess.
That's why I don't believe in him.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think Brandon get enough blame. And I say that because it's like it's like, dog. You see, I don't care if he was just being irrational on his own. I'm like, all right, well, you're a fucking player. You putting in the work every day. You know what you're capable of in the gym. But once this happens, once that happened, that was it. That was the end of the
Because
brand.
it showed you everything. It showed you
that
literally
killed
everything.
the Brandon Ingram brand, or like the facade, like that killed it, right? Because again, Eric Spoelstra's there, Steve Kerr's there. You're playing with other high level talent.
Mark Few's there. Then you have, I'm sure Grant Hill's like, just executive.
Ty Lue there as well.
Yes, Ty Lue was on it because me and Jared talked about that coaching staff. We're like, hey, this is the best coaching staff Brandon Ingram will be playing for. He can learn so many different things from Mark Few, from Ty Lue, from Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, and it just oof.
And like the fact that, bro, all right, that happens. You go into the regular, zero sense of awareness. you go into the media day press conference. You're like, I'm trying to get this money on the real. It's like you said this, right? You verbalize this. All right. You don't do what they ask you all season. You get hurt again. All right, cool. You come back. You shit the bed in the postseason, right? In embarrassing fashion. Okay, cool. You go into this offseason.
Wait, don't forget about the let him do it.
Oh yeah, let him. Yeah, I'm saying that's the postseason, right? So then, homie, you go into the offseason, and I'm like, I had tweeted this. I felt like the fan base, I don't know if we was putting two and two together, because it's like, yo, you should feel about Brandon and Jeff Schwartz how you feel about Rich Paul and Anthony Davis, because there was probably several potential deals where you could have moved away from the Brandon Ingram situation, but Brandon was like, nah, I'm not doing it unless I get $50 million. We got Buku Pelicans people in here tonight. Swing, cut that out.
You see what's up with all the bots going on?
Yeah,
a lot of bots tonight. A lot of bots.
But it's like, bro, your demand, like, even with the national media, and they may not be as versed on the things going on here necessarily, but they're still going with the narratives that I'm not going to pay them $50 million. No one wants to pay them 50. Like, they still stuck with that number. And it's like, Brandon, why you ain't put out, I don't need 50 no more. I'll take, why your team ain't put that out yet? You know what I'm saying? So you could have been somewhere else. And you was like, nah, I ain't really tripping on the I'm getting them soon as they buy up. Like, I ain't really tripping on the 50 no more. You know what I'm saying? I just want what I'm making this year. Give me 2-3 years, rehab my value. And it's like, not even that comes out. So now you going to the deadline, son. You going to the deadline. This man, like, Clutch ain't putting nothing positive out. They tried to spin the narrative with the shams shit. Like, well, he wants to be a part of a winning organization. Bro, I paid you so you can help create the winning organization. Like, what we doing here? So, man, I don't know, bro. It's just a shitty situation altogether.
I mean, we must be saying something that must be true or something.
Yeah,
I've never seen this before.
Clutch must be in the chat.
What does this mean? I ain't never seen this before. A lot of bots. Usually, Jared, all the bots always watch, right? But this is a different type of bot. This is a different type of bot.
You know what they say about what they say about hit dogs.
Yeah. Hey. And I don't know, man. I just
so weird.
It's very weird. But let's keep building, though. Let's keep building. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Let's keep building. So
hey, Chad, you brought up a good point. We talked about this initially in before USA happens, right?
Right.
We talked about how, like, important it was for Brandon. Like, this could actually make or break you. And proverbially, it broke him. Like, he was never really the same after that. Like, his brand took the biggest hit it possibly could. You couldn't play alongside Ant. You couldn't play alongside certain guards. Like, you couldn't get your shot off. You could, like,
man. Shout out to you, 504 big dog, man. We appreciate you, brother. Y'all always in the building showing love, man. Fuck the bots. If y'all gonna be in here, at least break bread.
Smash the like button if you're gonna do that.
Hit the like. appreciate you, 504 big dog. What you was saying, Five? You was building?
No. I'm just saying, like, I think Brandon did himself a disservice. Truly, like, there was nothing else he can do to come back from that. I don't know how you mismanage possibly $40 million a year if you're Brandon. Like, he still could have gotten that after the debacle.
Out of all the shit, you still could have.
But
still could have gotten it.
Yeah, it's just. Ew.
And then we're talking about him not playing the rest of the year because
Bro,
how
Ross,
did we get here? That's
Ross and Chaz took a lot of heat, man. But they both said Brandon should not play a single second this year for the Pelicans. Like, just stay home.
I said as well.
Yeah, I said that.
You said just stay home. Just stay home. And this is what
it would have worked out a lot better. It would have worked out a lot better.
Yeah, for him, like it's like almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like, man,
yeah, the great unknown. Yep.
The great unknown. Like, that's what worked for Brandon initially. Like, people just didn't know. Remember when CJ got traded?
Yeah. And Brandon had the ankle.
Or just like, have you watched Brandon Ingram play basketball lately? Right. Like, that's like, it's almost like people didn't know, but they were trying to know. Like, all right, Brandon like could be the guy. Then he has really good performances in the postseason, right, against Phoenix in a 4-2 series. But like, it's still unknown about like the untapped potential of Brandon. It could have worked for you, but then you didn't. I don't know what Brandon was thinking after that.
The thing that really, like, this season, like when you saw him like make more of an effort to shoot the threes, and it was kind of like deliberate. So it's like it wasn't really in the flow of the game. It was like, I'm about to shoot.
Like, I'm just fuck this. I gotta shoot it.
Yeah, and it's like, shout out to him for the effort, but it's like, bro, in doing that, you still didn't stop shooting middies. You just stopped getting to the rim. He stopped attacking the rim. It was just midi or three. So it's just like, dog, if the money wasn't going to be a motivating factor in the last 2 seasons, I don't really know. I don't think it's just like kind of with Zion to a degree. I don't know if you're getting through to Brandon in this organization, or at least not Dave Griffin or Willie Green. I just don't. Well, fuck, Steve Kerr couldn't do it, and Spoelstra couldn't do it. That's 2 teams you took. That's 2 teams you took off the fucking board, man.
Chaz, I was actually just looking this up. So Trey Murphy's played 26 games this year. He has gotten to the free throw line 112 times. In 18 games this year, Brandon Ingram's got there 55 times.
Dog, it's like not even rocket science, bro. It's just it's like when you watch the game, you can see it. Even when Trey wasn't really playing earlier in the season, I was like, damn, did y'all know Trey was averaging 3 free throws and Brandon averaging 2? It's just like, dog, there's still I just saw DeMar DeRozan close out a game playing how he played the other night. So there's a role for Brandon in the league. That role still exists, but you got to defend. You got to rebound. You got to improve your handle.
Chaz, that was that's such an easy cop out because you didn't draft Trey Murphy for his defense. You drafted him for his offense, just like Jordan Hawkins. And look, I know Jordan Hawkins has had a bad start to his career, but everyone's just killing him for his defense. You didn't draft him for his defense. Trajan Langdon literally at media day was saying he's the best shooter in the draft. We drafted him for his shooting, and so then like it's just an easy cop out. Well, shit, he's not playing defense. Well, he's got to sit. He can't play. It's like. And they did that with Trey for 3 years. But now Trey's like literally saying, no, fuck you. I'm going to play. You have to play me.
Arguably been the best player on the team this season.
No, like it's not arguably. He is the best player on the team. I mean.
I wouldn't go that far.
You don't think Trey's the best player on the team?
I say he's been the best player on the team this season.
That's what I'm saying. This season.
Yeah.
No. I don't
Listen, how you worded it. Yeah, how you worded it. Yeah. I was like, I don't know about that far. But hey, it's possible. Fuck yeah.
Shit.
Can't make the club in the tub.
40 minutes and we'll go about 10 more minutes. Let's get to fan questions, comments. Once again, appreciate all y'all's support and super chat stuff, man. Once again, 2750 because they aren't tanking. I'm starting to believe they are just going to run this back next season, minus Ingram and some role players. You're probably like, well, you're not gonna sign a free agent. You'll draft somebody, and like, your trade assets, trade avenue is. I mean, you have some assets, but like, I don't know how you make a big home run
You
play.
don't got money.
What's that?
You don't got the money to make nothing
Yeah.
happen, really.
So yeah, they probably will run it back. Like you're right. Like I would literally prepare for the same team minus Brandon Ingram. You'll get a draft pick, maybe some bullshit free agent, and that's that.
But I think, Steltman, you can hold on to some optimism because they still haven't. Oh, go ahead, Fire. Yes, something?
No, I actually prefer them to run it back without Brandon.
With
It's
CJ
like-
in this entire team.
Yeah, if you were to either CJ's there or not, it really doesn't bother me. I always felt like teams got like too much talent. That way, you almost shrank, or you would shrink your elite talent. Like if Zion didn't have to do everything, or Trey didn't have to do everything, you wouldn't see their fullest ability. Like you need times where your team truly sucks, but like you need to be available. You need to have good coaching to really grow your game. So I think next year, I think you do need to get a good coach in there. But to see them with a little bit of less talent, right? But them two being the star or the unchallenged stars, right? Like this is their team. This is what they're going to do. We're riding with them no matter what. I think you see a really big jump from both of them simultaneously, but preparing for the following season when you have the capital to kind of move things around.
But I got just this comment, Marcus, because okay, so at the beginning of the year, Brandon wanted $50 million. So you're saying I get what you're saying, but Brandon's been the most team-friendly player you had. They asked him to be out run point. He did. You asked him to shoot more threes. Yeah, all the best players in the league.
No, he's
That's
not.
That's not true, Marcus.
That's
None
not
of
true.
that's
CJ McCollum is that dude.
I was also gonna say CJ.
Far
Like,
enough.
yeah, CJ played point, but either way, I think maybe playmaking. Either way, though, if he's gonna be a $50 million player, this is what $50 million players do. They shoot threes. They play make. They make the other teammates better. Like I'm sorry, you're asking him to play basketball? Like you're asking me an overall basketball player? Like I if I'm paying someone $50 million, yeah, I expect them to run some point, play make, assist, rebound. Like this is what the good players. Oh, I'm sorry, not good players. It's what the great players do. Go look at literally anybody: Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, Jaylen Brown, like John Moore, like all these guys. What are we talking about here? Yes, I expect them to play fucking basketball.
Devin Booker was running point last year.
Like what are we talking about here?
We want Booby Miles.
Yeah,
I
he
want
can run pass. Oh, and he can pass.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. I think to Steltman's point, the tank not quite over. They aren't trying to lose yet. Steltman, like once I think end of this month after the deadline, depending on how things shake out, you get about a good 15-20 games of data on Zion and Trey and Murray. Then you start to see like, oh, Trey got a headache. Oh, Zion, his mustache fucked up. Oh, like can't play tonight. Like you're gonna start to see a little bit of that.
But okay, so Marcus, once again, appreciate you responding. But CJ McCollum last year, CJ McCollum had to change his shot profile. They said less middies, more threes, and CJ McCollum did that.
Herb to shoot threes.
Herb shooting threes.
Trey to rebound. I talk about Herb rebounding.
Yeah, just
like
there's
every
a lot of
episode.
players. I mean, like there's just a lot of players have been asked to do they're asked to do basketball things. Like I find this insane. Like, yeah, Trey Murphy needs to rebound more. I don't. Yeah, he does. He has to play the game. Like he has to go rebound. Only 6'9", 6'10". Like go rebound. Mello, appreciate the super chat, $2.
Thank
So
you,
do
Mello.
we chase that play-in spot? Good question. No, but I'm interested to hear Jared and Chaz.
Woo! God damn!
Oh. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that Blue Jay shot to you, but let's answer
That's a
Melo's
Mellow
real
question.
quick.
Yeah,
Because Mello, it's an interesting question, and the team, of course, is going to say, yeah. I just, once again, what they've been saying and what we've all been saying tonight is I need just to see DeJounte, Trey, and Zion, what it looks like, 25 minutes a night, and that's that. That's all I need to see.
Yeah,
so I would say no.
Yeah, I'm with you. They haven't just gotten to the point where they have to see it, right? Cool. Let them think they want to win. I'm cool with that right now. Until they get to a point where they go through like this really tough stretch in February, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry.
Look,
Don't worry.
March, April, that shit get real.
Don't worry. When that sleeper hole behind them, they're gonna be like, I give. Tap tap.
Appreciate you, Mello, though.
Appreciate you, Mello. Let's get to Blue Jay. Blue Jay, $50 super chat. Chaz, we got
big dog.
Yeah, break up. Yeah.
Oh man, it's so many. Here's a new number.
Okay.
For the love of money, gotta get that money. Still the same. Blue Jay, big dog. I got something for you, Blue Jay. Check this out.
We're so proud of you, sugar.
Oh, Grandma.
Say, could you lay 1,000 on Grandma Gray?
Come on now, Grandma just gave you $1,000 what, 2 days ago?
Well, what the fuck is the matter with you? I had to get my hair fixed and my nails. Shit, you want me to style, don't you? Shit. What the fuck? Well, thank you, baby.
Appreciate you, Blue Jay. But
I know Hawk is still young, and like JG Redick, it took him a while to get going, but worried like other former Pels, he doesn't fit our timeline. Jarrett.
Sorry, dog. Nah. I know Hawk is young. It is going to take us some time, but this level of NBA is probably typical for Hawk, right? He just wants to shoot. He just has to develop his game, right? Like, you're not going to be a good shooter every game. You're just not. Like, what else or what value do you bring to the other assets or other avenues of basketball on a night-to-night basis? Like, hang your hat on something else. Learn how to dribble. Be a better defender. Go rebound. And I think he's athletic enough to go rebound. Be a good screener. Like, dog.
Gotta get stronger. Gotta get stronger.
Yeah, figure something else out, man.
that's the biggest thing, I think, getting stronger, because he got ripped like the first 2 possessions of the game with him. It's like,
Don't forget about the Mavericks game. Look, he might have gotten fouled or not. The ball got taken away from Jordan Hawkins as a 2-on-1, and then Trey Murphy got the goaltending. But like the Hawkins turned the ball over.
they need to go do a push-up.
Stronger is one thing, right? Like, but I also think dribbling is like about attitude. Like, if you don't got the right attitude, like, or a super confidence in yourself to dribble the basketball, you're getting cooked. That's why I think Kyra got ripped all the time. Jordan Hawkins kind of the same way.
Shout out, dog, David Grubb. Past 3-1 the season when Zion has a double-double and 4-0 when he has 6 assists. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's a good basketball player.
He's stay healthy. Could be the best.
Nice.
Dog, this dude Grubb really be looking at stats.
Oh yeah, Grubb.
Oh,
Yeah,
motherfuckers got stat. Like this guy, he'll just pull out a stat. I'm like, wow.
Yo, bro.
Chef, appreciate you. Super
Shout
chat,
out, Chef.
$5. God forbid, do they 16 out of the next 20 and win? I'm guessing win 16 out of the next 20 and go for the play. And they can't keep winning and gaining confidence. As Chad said, the schedule's again.
Chef Dan, you know you a dog. Look, Chef, go take a glance at their schedule and look at the teams they playing, and all of those teams are in the hunt for the play-in. The Kings, Spurs, Lakers, like
you know, the Spurs will
like,
go all out. Yeah,
yes, like you talking
they're trying
about
to get
like
Wemby in the playoffs.
Yeah,
like,
Phoenix, like all them, like Denver teams that ain't gonna be like fucking around. You still got to play Houston by what, 2 more times if I'm not mistaken. Like
Memphis,
like it's gonna be real. It's gonna get real. Like this look. When in doubt, zoom out. It's like the stock market. Go check out that schedule, and you still got a couple back-to-backs. I think they still got the 6th hardest schedule left. It's gonna get real.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what Chaz was saying. So 504 boy, man. Once again, appreciate you, big dog. Your super chats, your support. Keep telling the truth. Keep telling the truth, F them. Yeah, I agree. Major facts. Let's get to a couple more comments. Trey, appreciate your membership, man.
Oh, what's up, my dog, Trey?
Will Griff let BI walk for nothing? His trade values in the dirt. That would be a massive failure of his asset management. Chaz,
it's a sunk cost at this point, Trey. I don't think you might even be able to get a little bit more in a sign and trade than you would via a trade at this point, because I think you might be able to get another second, maybe. But I think now, once you get to the offseason, now the agent's going to be like, yo, Brandon, I got to get paid. So you better take these little fucking $19 million or whatever. Like, you better take this money because you about to be playing with the Sharks in Shanghai. So you better take this money. And then you're going to see a team that be like same thing happened to Julius Randle. Now, Julius Randle wasn't coming off a max, But when Julius Randle was a Pelican, he wasn't supposed to get no mid-level exception. But he had no real market. So he took a chance on himself, got the mid-level exception, and then he went on to get his bag. So I think you don't have to let him walk. A sign and trade would work, but I just think you got to get him out the building, like, period. Not that he's a problem, but this whole thing is a problem. You gotta start chipping away at it.
Yeah. I got nothing else. Y'all have anything else? I mean, 50 minutes in, they beat the Jazz. Once again, we're gonna take off Sunday. We'll be back Monday night after the Jazz game. When's that? Is the national championship that night too? That Monday?
No, I'm so out the loop.
Sunday.
National championship was Monday. Yeah, it's Monday.
This upcoming Monday?
Yeah.
They got a lot going on this upcoming Monday. God damn. You got 3 major events. What the fuck?
and it's gonna fucking snow in New Orleans on Tuesday.
Is it? Damn, it's supposed to snow here tomorrow.
That's gonna be a shit show.
Oh, man. We'll see.
But look, guys, appreciate all like the super chats. Make sure you smash the like button. How y'all are watching this show on a 11-32 team, 10-32 team. Fucking Chung, man. Just smash the like button. Chung's back.
Shout out, Mr. Chung.
Shout out, Chung. Appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good weekend. We'll see y'all on Monday. Later.
Appreciate all y'all.
Be cool.